Hi, I'm Russell Ray, Chief Editor of Power Engineering Magazine, and we are here once again at Power Generation Week in Orlando, Florida. It is the final day here at PowerGen. However, we have saved some of the best topics for last. The plenary session on the U.S. Clean Power Plan begins at 9 this morning, followed by 7 mega sessions on topics ranging from digital power plants to the latest in gas turbine design. Alex Glenn, president of Duke Energy Florida, was one of our keynote speakers this year. Power Engineering online editor Robert Evett caught up with Glenn just after the keynote session to discuss some of the issues and challenges facing power producers today. Take a look.
I think the disruption is coming in a more distributed world, and the technological advancements are leading the change. And so our customers are now expecting a service experience similar to Uber, to Google, to Amazon Prime. And so we have to deliver that.
Renewable power gained a lot of ground in 2016. Much of that progress was discussed at Renewable Energy World International, one of our co-located conferences here in Orlando. Joining us now for a report is Jennifer Runyon, Chief Editor of Renewable Energy World magazine.
Hi everyone. Well, it was another great year for Renewable Energy World International. Our awesome committee put together 3 sessions for each of 5 tracks this year, exploring issues in large-scale renewables, distributed energy resources, global markets, utility integration, and energy storage. And as you might have guessed, the energy storage sessions were standing room only. As one panelist said in a session, storage is here now. The fact that storage is here was really evidenced by the 2 finalists for our Projects of the Year this year. Both of them used energy storage, but in totally different ways. One used molten salt, the other used batteries. The Village of Minster project, the one that used batteries, is the one that ultimately won. The sessions that I was lucky enough to attend explored hot topics in the industry. One was a panel discussion that looked at whether it's technology or policy that's driving the growth of renewable energy and distributed energy resources, which are defined as demand response, energy efficiency, distributed generation, energy storage, and electric vehicles, and sometimes microgrids. You can read my write-up about that session on Renewable Energy World. In other sessions, I learned about how community solar is exploding across the U.S., how geothermal is working alongside the oil and gas industry to make drilling more energy efficient, and how the UK is really embracing biomass power. And as we do every year, we had top-notch speakers talk about the pressing issues in the renewable energy industry here at our conference. If you missed us this year, we hope you'll join us next year as we all converge under the name PowerGen and hit Las Vegas. Bye-bye.
Philip Grader is an analyst for Energy Ventures Analysis. Philip is one of 300 speakers taking part in PowerGen this year. Philip set aside some time to discuss some of the challenges power producers face in cutting CO2 emissions.
I think nuclear power is very, very important to achieve the emission reduction goals that we need to achieve to get to our Paris Agreement goals that we've set worldwide. The challenge right now is to keep our nuclear units alive through the time period until we actually have a stringent federal CO2 program again.
Every year we receive scores of nominations for Power Engineering's Projects of the Year. We announced the winners in 4 categories earlier this week. This year's best coal-fired project was the Mill Creek Generating Station, owned and operated by Louisville Gas and Electric. We caught up with the utility shortly after they received the award to discuss the emission improvements.
We retrofitted technologies, particularly for the mercury and air toxic program. We installed new wet flue gas desulfurization units with Babcock Power as the supplier. We installed bag houses, large bag houses on all 4 units with Clyde Bergman as the supplier. And we injected activated carbon as well as hydrated lime for mercury and sulfuric acid mist, all to complement our mercury and air toxic strategy.
So how would you like to take this back home for Christmas? Well, later on today, we're going to give away this brand new Corvette to one lucky attendee at PowerGen. You still have time to enter. All you have to do is get your entry card stamped by all of the exhibitors taking part in the giveaway. Just bring your card to the Penwell booth by 1 o'clock today to enter. Well, as you can tell, it's been another great year for PowerGen International and all of its co-located events. We hope you had a good time, made some new contacts, and learned something new about this evolving industry. PowerGen will be back in Las Vegas in 2018. Planning for next year's event is already well underway. For Power Engineering Magazine and PowerGen International, I'm Russell Ray. We'll see you next year.